tied to fracking and say you're an environmentalist, because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
A very, very good Monday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show here on 96.5 KECO. Here's what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels, 1510 West 9th Street. Call in your order, 225-5821. Dining room hours are from 11 to 1, Monday through Friday. Regular meals, $8. Senior citizens, just $7. Everyone is welcome. Today, spaghetti, corn, salad, garlic bread, and apricots is what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels on this 10th day of November. Spaghetti, corn, salad, garlic bread, and apricots. Throw them a few extra dollars if you can. Today is SK Donut Day here at the station. Make your Monday sweet. Head to SK Donuts in Elk City, your local donut spot with the freshest, fluffiest donuts in town. From glazed, classic glazed to cream and jelly filled, there's a treat for everyone, and their kolaches are both affordable and delicious. They got a drive-thru, 1926 West 3rd Street in Elk City. Fresh, local, delicious. Open 7 days a week, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you have specialty orders, you can call them in, 580-243-9621, 243-9621. Don't dread Mondays. Do not worry. Be happy. SK Donuts. It's love at first bite. And Carnegie Caravan, bringing the books right to you. Free books. Free books. If you're interested, call 225-0132. Now, if you're having trouble reading the regular size print, ask them about their free program that can help. It's the Friends of the Carnegie Library and the Carnegie Caravan, bringing the library right to you. 225-0136. A little Sutton Hunt. You got today, tomorrow, Wednesday, they're going to be drawing. November 12th, they're going to be drawing for a winner. $100 for a raffle ticket. You can do Cash App. You can also get the Hammond's All Sports. They'll take checks or cash. First place winners in the raffle, $5,000 for first place. Second place, $3,000. Third place, $2,000. That's going to be given away November 12th at the Hammond versus Leedy game. You do not have to be present to be awarded the prize. Like I said, I hope whoever wins it just gives it right back. This little girl, 3 years old, fighting lymphatic leukemia. Wow, acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's a terrible deal. Her and her family need your help. This little girl fighting for her life, and she needs your help. So does her family. Here's Lynn Walker's number, 580-660-0210. 0210-660-0210. And it is going to go to Sutty Strong, helping little Sutton Hunt. All right, and this is another thing we got going here at, KECO. Well, who's that neighbor, teacher, volunteer who always shows up? Nominate them as Santa's Christmas hero. It doesn't always have to be at Christmas time. Winners get a $250 prize from a KECO sponsor. We'll share photos on Facebook. Deadline December 23rd at 11:59 p.m. So get yourself in. Get someone entered. You can go to enter@KECOFM.com. Tell us their story. Share it. Send it to us, and we will consider them to be one of the heroes. However many sponsors we get on this deal is how many heroes we're going to give away. So it's not going to be just one person. It's not going to be one person. So nominate a hero. Go to KECOFM.com. Tell us their story. And again, we're going to have Matt Pinnell is scheduled to join us here in the second and third segment. As missed him last month, but we're going to get him this month. Well, commodity prices have gone up just a little bit. Now, of course, there was rumors last night that a deal had been struck in the Senate. Some of the moderate Democrats came over. It's a procedural deal, so the first test vote last night did go through. However, you just never know. I'm not going to call it a 100% done deal until it's a 100% done deal. And so, but that's still pretty good news about dang time, in my opinion. West Texas Intermediate on the New York Mercantile Exchange up 32 cents a barrel to $60.07. So broke the $60 plateau. That was a December contract on New York Mercantile Exchange. Brent crude oil trading up 30 cents to $63.93 a barrel. That's a January contract out of the ICE Futures Exchange in London. Tokyo, Japan has, crude oil up 330 yen per kiloliter. November contract there. New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 6 cents, trading at $4.37 per million BTU. That's a December contract out of New York. Some of the refined products are in the red. The first one is in the green, though. Our Bob gasoline up 94 cents to $194.97. Heating oil was down, $1.88 to $246.33. And gas oil's down $16 to $744.75 per metric ton. There's some of your commodity prices to start this Monday show. Also, every Monday, try to give you the Baker Hughes rig count, which really is pretty good, actually. Oil and gas rig numbers increase across the U.S. While the number of oil and gas rigs across Oklahoma was unchanged over the past week, the count grew to 548 across the United States. The latest Baker Hughes rig count released Friday showed a gain of 2 rigs for the national total. The number of oil rigs was unchanged at 414, while there was an increase of 3 natural gas rigs to reach a total of 128 searching for natural gas. The miscellaneous, the geothermal rig count did fall by 1 to 6, and the offshore rig count was unchanged at 19. Oklahoma's count, again, was unchanged. 42 active drilling rigs on the Baker Hughes rig count in Oklahoma, down 2 from 1 year earlier. Nationally, however, the total rig count is 37 fewer than a year ago when the count was 585. The decline included a loss of 65 oil rigs, while there was an increase of 26 gas rigs and 2 geothermal rigs over the course of from last year to this year. Texas recorded a loss of 1 rig, down to 234, while New Mexico was unchanged at 103 active drilling rigs on the Baker Hughes rig count in New Mexico. North Dakota's total remained at 29 rigs. Colorado stayed at 13 active drilling rigs. The Red Top Rig Report, published by the Independent Oil and Gas Service in Wichita, indicated a total of 17 after a gain of 5 rigs the past week in Kansas. Louisiana's rig numbers grew by 2 to reach 43, but Ohio was unchanged at 13. Pennsylvania stayed at 17. Utah remained at 13 active drilling rigs. Baker Hughes rig count had West Virginia's total of 7 unchanged, while the count in Wyoming declined 1 to 12 rigs. Alaska saw an increase of 1 to reach 10, and California's count grew 1 to 8 rigs. So there is your Baker Hughes rig count on this Monday morning. Another interesting story that I came across was the Williams Company scores a win from New York Governor Hochul. New York Governor Kathy Hochul finally relented and Friday handed a major win for the Tulsa-based Williams Company to see light at the end of the day as it seeks approval for that 24-mile pipeline to supply New York City with natural gas. She signed a permit advancing that the Northeast Supply Enhancement Line, a total reverse of her previous rejections of the project. Williams had previously been denied twice its request for approval of the line. The company secured what are known as Clean Water Action 401 and 404 permits from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and a Section 401 water quality certification and related permits from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. We're proud to move northeast, southeast for the NESE and do our part in providing New Yorkers access to clean, reliable, and affordable natural gas, said Chad Zimmerman, the president and CEO of Williams. This project reflects our commitment to deliver clean and reliable energy while lowering energy costs and supporting economic growth and environmental stewardship. As the governor, a top priority is making sure the lights and the heat stay on for all New Yorkers as we face potential energy shortages downstate as soon as next summer. Hochul said in her statement, according to multiple reports, we need to govern in reality. That's funny coming from her. We are facing war against clean energy from Washington Republicans, including our New York delegation, which is why we have adopted an all-of-the-above approach that includes a continued commitment to renewables and nuclear power to ensure grid reliability and affordability. So she had to get her jabs in there, but still, Williams Company scores a win here, gets the permits that they've been after. This has been a long fight, and I guarantee it, the people of New Jersey and New York are going to be glad to get that clean, reliable, sustainable natural gas to use there in manufacturing, heating homes, whatever the case may be. She finally relented, and that's good news. Who cares why? Just that she did. In fact, I do care why. Why we're going to take this break is because on the other side of it, we're going to smarten up this show with Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell as the Exploring Energy Show continues right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
The way a doctor knows the human body, that's how you know trucks. You hear a rattle, a rumble, a vibration, and you know exactly what's wrong. You're a diagnostic genius, the go-to for getting trucks running and keeping them tough and DOT compliant. You're a Mac Pro, a tech tool titan. With a wrench in your hand, there's nothing you can't fix. Canyon Oilfield Services is looking for you. Our Hinton, Oklahoma yard has 10 trucks ready for your expertise and a fleet of over 70 trucks waiting for your oversight. It's a big job for a big talent. Not every mechanic has what it takes, but you're different. You're a mechanical boss, and they call you Haas, and we need your expertise. You tell us what it'll take to get you on board and added to the team. We're ready to deal. Call 580-729-3297 to set up your interview. 580-729-3297. At Canyon Oilfield Services, the key word is service.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gretaman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? The catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Killoffer Flooring Center, right on the corner, right on the price. Corner of 6th and Main, downtown Elk City, Oklahoma.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by DCP Services, diversified oilfield company offering the right services with the right people on the job. They got their lease operators division. They've got their roustabout division, their wireline division with both braided and slick line capabilities, and their DCP pump repair shop in Cordell. You can find out more about DCP Services on the Book of Faces. Find them on Facebook or call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501. 660-0501. DCP Services, a proud supporter of the Exploring Energy Radio Show. And Fred Steakhouse, home of that $4.99 chicken fried steak served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. Try some of those freshly baked rolls made daily in their in-house bakery. They've got 7 kinds of chicken: grilled, barbecue, teriyaki, mushroom, baja, just to name a few. And, of course, fried chicken. Maybe seafood's what you crave. They have that, fish tacos. They've got grilled salmon. They've got freshwater fried catfish, grilled or fried shrimp, and appetizers sure to please everyone. It's a great place, and it's not going to break the bank either. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. It's also A full-service bar available. Favorite cocktails, wines, specialty drinks, ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 243-2100 or order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's Fred's Steakhouse. And sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. You know, it is, like I said, I say it many times, but to hear America's greatest storyteller, Mike Rowe, be on national TV and local TV talking about what Oklahoma oil and gas means, not just to Oklahomans, but to the state, to the nation. It's wonderful to hear that. And sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources and the OERB are the reason for Mike Rowe being able to do that. They also have some upcoming educational opportunities, like December 4th. It's the Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101. Okay, that's December the 4th. And you can get yourself registered for in-person or a Zoom meeting. Okay, and it's going to be introducing the functions of oil and gas industry that involve transportation, storage, and sale of oil and gas products. It's a very, very in-depth class. All you have to do is sign up to go. SOER, SOER.OERB.com. Online, SOER.OERB.com. At the top of it, click on, industry education and workshops, and it'll give you all the information you need. Speaking of information we need, here's Oklahoma's Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell. Good morning, LT. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. I thought when you were saying America's greatest storyteller, you were about to introduce me.
Yeah.
That's what was coming next.
I've heard you can spin a yarn every now and again.
Oh yes, brother. Yes. I love me some Mike Rowe. We've talked about Mike Rowe a number of times. So yeah.
Yeah, he's
great to be with you. Great to be with you.
Well, it's good to have you back on the phone, Matt. I know a lot. It's been a couple months since we've had a chance to visit. So I know there's a lot going on economically. Another day closer to the centennial celebration. Where would you like to start, man? What's in the works for economic development in the state of Oklahoma, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll start with natural gas, just because I was listening to you before I came on here with the interview or the quotes from Williams Company. You know, the project at New York State. You know, they finally got their act together and said, maybe we should make sure that we okay these pipelines to move the affordability superpower, and that was the CEO of Williams. I just loved that quote during that same interview about that story. He called natural gas the affordability superpower in America, because it's true. It's affordable. It is a superpower. The world needs Oklahoma's natural gas. So, that's probably one of the places, to start, is just how blessed we are in Oklahoma to have an abundance of natural gas. And in the world today, there's a lot of countries that need it, and thankfully President Trump is allowing us now to export liquefied natural gas. Biden's administration, one of the worst things they did was shut down the exportation of that liquefied natural gas. So that's been good for us, and it's been good for the economy. Oklahoma's economy is pretty strong, particularly when it comes to oil and natural gas. We're drilling a whole lot more holes in the ground, and that's good. That's good for Oklahoma.
Absolutely, and it's good for Western Oklahoma. We have abundance of natural gas out here, and to hear the local guys that know tell it, we've got every kind of gas you can imagine. We've got wet gas, we've got dry gas, we've got sour gas, we've got sweet gas. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, and I think that's probably one of the reasons the Oklahoma play has continued to stay steady.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's right. And then, when you have conversations about geothermal, that is coming. I know we've talked a little bit about that, but I mean, again, it's the same process, same fracking process to get to that heat, that geothermal heat, and turn that into energy as well. So there's a number of companies that have figured out the technology there. Now, geothermal was the thing back in the 70s and 80s, as we all know, but now it's back. And now you have the technology available to make it prevalent. So I think you'll start hearing more geothermal projects in the state of Oklahoma. So the same workers that are on those oil and gas operations could also be in the geothermal field. That's good. Again, that's good for our workers everywhere, certainly good for our workers in Western Oklahoma.
You know, and since the legislature went ahead and passed that behind the meter bill,
Yes.
you know, that even makes it more prevalent for some of these companies to come in and use that as electricity or heat source for some of these AI data centers.
It does. It does. Yeah, that behind the meter legislation, folks can look that up as far as what all that means to our state. You know, at the end of the day, it means, you know, you don't have to rely upon OG&E and PSO and some of our other great energy providers that we have in the state. You can bundle dollars. You can create energy yourself through a private enterprise, which is what we should be all about here in Oklahoma. Now, a lot of other states are doing the same thing. I was at a ribbon cutting just 2 weeks ago on a data center in the Tulsa area that's way out in a field. It's not by residential neighborhoods. I mean, that's one of the things that I bring up quite a bit when we talk about data centers. I want a few data centers. I don't want them lining every street corner in the state,
sure.
like they are in Northern Virginia. Northern Virginians are a little obnoxious. I don't think we want to go that far, but these are good jobs. There's good jobs. There's about 100 to 150 jobs that will be full-time jobs inside this data center, all over $100,000 salaried positions. We hope to create a few more of those opportunities outside of the Tulsa and Oklahoma City area. A lot of that right now is in a couple of those areas, although we have built a few down in the Lawton area as well. But yeah, they're all of those big companies, Metas and Googles and all the rest, they're all looking at the middle of the country right now to build those data centers.
We had Anthony Morse, the House Speaker Pro Tem, on our show Friday, and he was talking just, you know, about that same thing, about how, you know, that behind the meter legislation put kind of Oklahoma on the forefront, because a lot of the issues with AI is, you know, is there going to be enough electricity that's not going to pull away from the current customers, and is there going to be enough water?
Yeah, that's right. Well, in Oklahoma, what do we got a lot of? We got a lot of water, and we got a lot of, affordable energy. So it's a nice 1-2 punch for these companies. But we're not going to put a data center in place if it's going to raise the cost on the current taxpayer.
Right.
And that's something that Anthony Moore and myself and others are very sensitive to. We're not going to have to offer a whole lot of incentives to these data centers. To your point, AI, the advent of AI, where we are in human history, the train has left the station.
Right.
This is going to happen. And if we don't build these data centers here, we're going to build them in countries that don't like us, and I don't think that's a good strategy either. So I do think we want some of that infrastructure, but we do not want to put it on the backs of the current taxpayers. That means the incentives that are currently in place, and they're very small incentives. We need to make sure that moving forward, what we're offering them is, again, the affordability and the land and the workforce.
Right.
That should be the incentive.
You know, nuclear is also kind of on the top topics of the people I talk to around here. Is Oklahoma going to get involved in that? And if so, at what kind of level? You hearing any push or any talk about that out there in your travels, LT?
Yeah, we do. I mean, again, natural gas and all the renewables aren't going to be able to power these data centers either. That's why we're talking about turning nuclear power plants back on in America, which we've already done.
Right.
We turned on a nuclear power plant just this past year in the United States. Small nuclear reactors is a big part of the conversation when it comes to Oklahoma. We would love to be talking to more companies, small nuclear reactor companies that are building these small nuclear reactors that can be put around the United States. We don't have a nuclear power plant. Certainly, I think we should be open to having those conversations as well, but that's a very long play. You know, that's a 10 to 20-year play about building a new nuclear power plant. So when it comes to Oklahoma, it's these small nuclear reactors, the companies that build them. I would love to have a manufacturing facility in Oklahoma that builds some of those nuclear reactors.
Great idea. Great idea. I know that I had a guest on the show, I guess the middle of last week, and his company does Bitcoin mining in these modular units, and they use flare gas, or gas that's unable to get to a pipeline, to turn some generators to generate electricity for that bit mining operation. So it's interesting, some of the new things that are happening here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it is. And it's exciting. I mean, it really is. When we say we're in all of the above state, when the Democrat governor in New York says that, it means something different than when we say it in Oklahoma.
Right.
That natural gas play and using it to the point of, the flares or, again, geothermal, we want to make sure that that is just as diversified as, yes, your wind and your solar plays, that we have some of that in Oklahoma as well. I think that, again, that's good for Oklahoma. Companies are expanding in our state. Google, in particular, new $9 billion announcement. I don't know if I've been on your show since being able to announce that new announcement, $9 billion announcement to build out and get another data center in the Stillwater area,
right,
and further invest in the Pryor area. So I don't think they'd be doing that if we didn't have the renewable play that we have in our state. So that is good for the Oklahoma taxpayer, and it's good for the Oklahoma worker, too.
We're talking to Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell here for the state of Oklahoma. We're going to continue that conversation here in just a moment. We've got the spaceport to talk about. We've got also the Centennial celebrations another day closer, folks. It's coming in 2026, and we'll talk to the LT about that. Stick around. We'll be back with more of the Exploring Energy Radio Show Monday edition in a moment.
This is the Exploring Energy Show. Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just learned that people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have just restored their 20,000th well site. They've been doing this work voluntarily now for decades, spending tens of millions of dollars restoring one well site at a time. Many of these old well sites are 50 to 100 years old, abandoned by their original owners. But now, the land is restored, so the current owners can make it productive for generations to come. See how they do it at oerb.com/micro.
Driving down 3rd Street in Elk City, you've seen all the beautiful work on the outside. Now it's time to see what they've done inside their new location. Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts has moved down the road right on time for the holidays. Take a look Friday and Saturday, November 14th and 15th, during their Christmas open house. Enjoy their famous wassail and other refreshments while you shop. In fact, Surf Bar will be there too. When you check out, you'll draw from a deck of cards for your discount. 20%, 30%, or 40% off. Sign up to win the big prizes. They always do big prizes at the Christmas open house. Take advantage of the hat bar. Etched cowgirl hats. Get started on your Christmas shopping. Grab the stocking stuffers. Freshen up your Christmas decor. Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts Christmas Open House. Friday and Saturday, November 14th and 15th at their brand new location.
Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts, now located at 1503 West 3rd Street in Elk City.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations, and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Try the penny news for your business. It's the little paper with a big punch.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Thanks for sticking around. American Hose and Supply. What if before you needed them, you called American Hose and Supply? What if before your hoses failed, you had some on hand? How much easier would that make your life? How much easier would that get you up and going again? We all know downtime means money. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building, whether you, proactively have some on hand or reactively need some as it happens, American Hose and Supply is there to help either way. You can call them at 303-1123. Go to those who know hose, American Hose and Supply, right next to Fred's Steakhouse. That number again, 303-1123. And ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th Street, one of 27 locations throughout Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. They represent like Case Construction, Case IH, Caterpillar Lift Truck Line, Crown, Bobcat, Genie, Hitachi, all the big names. If you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent in Oklahoma, ASCO Equipment is your source. They want to be a partner in your project. They're not trying to bleed you dry. They're trying to get you up and going. They got the big stuff like tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers, and more. And they've got 200 factory-trained certified technicians on staff providing you 24/7 service. No matter where you bought your equipment, who you bought it from, or when you bought it, or what brand it is, they'll help you get it up and going. 140 field service trucks that come right to you. And no matter where you bought it, remember that. And they have over $21 million worth of parts in stock. And if you're looking for flexible rental rates, you're not going to find any better than at ASCO Equipment. Daily, weekly, monthly. You set that up beforehand. Get yourself up and going. Get that piece of equipment out on the job and get that job completed. ASCOEQ.com, ASCOEQ.com. Or call them at 323-3422. And finally, Camrock Supply. They just want to remind you, when you start putting your equipment up, getting it ready for next spring, do the preventative maintenance now. The old pay me now or pay me later thing. Do it now. Get that maintenance work like you need it next spring if you do the maintenance now for all motor or any kind of tractor maintenance. Camrock Supply next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Online, Camrock Supply, CAMRockSupply.com. Camrock Supply right next to Fred's Steakhouse. 3 local guys with local ties doing business with their community. Speaking of community, we're going to come and talk to this guy right here, Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell, who has graced us with his presence this morning. And Matt, again, we've been talking a lot about some of the AI and those things, but I couldn't have you on the show without talking about aerospace now that it's continuing to grow in Oklahoma, and especially out here in western Oklahoma with the addition of all these new hangars going on out at the Burns Flat Spaceport.
Yeah, and I really give your local guys a lot of credit on this. I mean, Anthony Moore, Nick Archer, Senator Yeck, others in the area. There will be another push this legislative session as well to further build out that corridor there. And it's really a corridor. Yes, our spaceport there at Burns Flat, such an asset for us. But it's really a larger corridor than that. We really want to make a space corridor with, Don Aerospace, with what they're doing, the partnership that we can have there with what we're doing in with the engine testing at the Tulsa airport. There's partnerships around the state. What we're doing at Tinker, all of that does play together. But that we want there to be a real true space corridor out there in western Oklahoma. Obviously, what we're doing in Weatherford, Oklahoma, as well, even with just the space. Our Stafford Space Museum. It all plays together. So, they will continue to be an effort to attract more businesses, more aerospace businesses to the spaceport. What they're doing in Lawton at the FISTA is a great example of building out aerospace growth outside of the Tulsa and Oklahoma City area. But it could not happen without legislative support. Right. And you have that. You've got that with your Western Oklahoma guys and gals. And I can't thank them enough for helping us with that.
And the career techs and some of our local colleges are starting to to add this kind of educational opportunities for our young people out here, or even middle-aged people out here that are looking to maybe change their careers. And we got to have the education because, like you said it 2 or 3 times in our conversation before, workforce. We got to be workforce ready.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do. And our regional universities, our flagships, and our career tech, they're aligned behind aerospace. They all understand what we understand, that it can be the number one industry in the state of Oklahoma within the next decade. That's good for our oil and gas industry, by the way. It gets us more diversified. That's a good thing. So listen, all signs point to that reality. If we continue to talk to the companies that we're talking to and the supply chain, that's the other big piece of this. You got supply chain companies that are being able to do business with those aerospace companies. And we train the workforce, to your point. I mean, they're not going to come here if we don't have the workforce needed. But we've got more aviation curriculum taught in our high schools than any other state in the country. We've got more colleges and career tech centers that are making sure kids are aerospace ready. So again, it's all playing together right now, and that bodes well for the state over the next decade when it comes to aerospace growth.
Yeah, and they ain't using solar to get those things up in the air. I mean, they actually use a fossil fuel derivative, and so that's right. That's a win-win situation. Okay, and you got to remember, not everything we talked about is right along the Route 66 corridor, and we've got the Route 66 Centennial Celebration. Matt, I know you and your staff are just continuing to it's a flurry of activity because things are happening. And I know this thing's not going to be just a one-year deal. It's going to continue on after that. But this next year is the Centennial Celebration. How are we coming getting that ready to go?
We're coming along all right. I can tell you that. Every month it just gets busier. We had a big win a couple weeks ago. If someone's listening right now and said, "My gosh, all I hear about is Route 66." Well, here's one of the reasons why. National Geographic, yes, that National Geographic, just named Oklahoma's portion of Route 66 one of the top 25 places in the world.
Wow.
To go in 2026, not just in the U.S. And by the way, not the whole Route 66 portion. They just picked out Oklahoma's portion of Route 66. So, listen, international tourists are obsessed with the Americana experience. That Americana experience is Route 66. I mean, that's my pitch. Anybody in Western Oklahoma that says, why do we care about this? That's why. It creates a bunch of sales tax, fills up your restaurants, your gas stations, your museums, and drops a whole lot of sales tax in Western Oklahoma. So, we're getting ready for it. We continue to invest a whole lot of money into these Route 66 communities. Millions and millions of dollars will be flowing into Western Oklahoma communities that have a portion of Route 66. And then, starting next year, we'll have activities. May 30th is a big day for us next year. We have a world record try at the longest car parade in history. So
wow.
A world record, a Guinness Book of World Record try. So
what does it have to be? What is it? I'm curious.
It's a couple thousand. I need to know the exact number. It's like 2,107. It's something like that.
Wow.
And so we'll have the clicker. We'll have Guinness Book of World Records out there, and they'll have the clicker. And we feel pretty confident we'll get there. But if anybody's listening that wants to be in that, we're getting people signing up for that right now because we have to have a certain amount of cars at different decades.
Sure.
So go to visit Tulsa's website. You can sign up to be in the. You can always say you're in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is kind of a cool thing to be able to say.
And the top 25 places in the world. Route
That's
66,
right,
Oklahoma.
Right.
And, we have more mileage of Route 66 than any of the other states as far as from border to border.
Anybody.
And and I think we still have a lot more of the original Mother Road.
We do. And it's just so exciting to see restaurants and roadside attractions popping up along the road. I mean, there's plenty. I mean, you could spend a whole week in Oklahoma.
Sure.
Over those 400 drivable miles. We got great hotels now, obviously with the Okana resort there in Oklahoma City that's right off Route 66. So I could go on and on. We're really blessed as a state, and it's a real legacy project for me over the last few years to be able to hand that baton off to somebody else we're building a Route 66 for the next generation traveler, and they're going to love it because there's going to be so much more to do.
Well, Matt, I tell you, the grassroots that you and your staff continue to do is commendable, and I appreciate it as an Oklahoman, and I know there are a lot of people that really don't even know what it is that you guys do, but if they would like to be a part of what it is you do, what's the very best way for them to get a hold of you, man?
Yeah, well, Mariah in my office is posting every single day on social media. It's just the easiest way for us to, let people know what's going on. So, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We literally post almost every day, just telling people what's going on around the state of Oklahoma. We have a website, and you can certainly call the Lieutenant Governor's office if you have any constituent issues that we can help with. But travelok.com is the one-stop shop for everything when it comes to Route 66 next year.
Right.
We're really going to be pushing people to Travelok. Obviously, the Oklahoma Department of Tourism is working with us, hand-in-glove relationship with us when it comes to that road next year. So certainly go to that website as well.
Well, I appreciate your exuberance in selling the state of Oklahoma to the world, for crying out loud. So, again, man,
that's right.
Thank you for what you do. If there's anything we can do to help perpetuate anything you got going on, just let me know. And, again, have a blessed day, LT. And, well, next time we talk, it's going to be close to Christmas.
It is. It's absolutely. We can talk about, all the Christmas activities around the state of Oklahoma as well. So
sounds like a plan.
I look forward to it.
Tell Miss Kirby and all the goods there, Mariah Carter, that I said hello and appreciate what they do for you and your office as well, man.
Hey, man, I certainly will let them know, and I appreciate you so much.
Fantastic. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, brother.
Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell, I'm going to take a quick break. My lovely assistant has joined me. We'll have your energy stock prices. We'll also have the weather forecast, some energy news in my briefs, and a Paragon and Big L TV sports update. We'll have that and more right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Briley Baca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Every dollar you save for retirement has a silent partner, and it's your crazy Uncle Sam. He's waiting with his hand out, ready to take a chunk of your IRA, your 401k, and even your Social Security if you're not careful. But here's the truth. You can fight back. With the right strategy, you can keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket and out of Washington's. At Advanced Financial Strategies, we specialize in family wealth management, helping families in western Oklahoma cut down on future tax bills, maximize income, and keep control of their financial future. Don't wait for the IRS to decide how much of your retirement you get to keep. Call me, Briley Baca, a certified financial planner professional here in Clinton, at 323-6800 or visit our website, retirewithbaca.com. Advanced Financial Strategies, your money, your future, your choice.
So if you're a farmer, need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the Oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
So there's a company out there that has a certain color. All the farmers and stuff think their oil has to be used in those certain color of tractors. And it's just not true. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. I use it at our place. My son uses it for our colored tractors that we have, and a lot of other farmers use it too. It's the same oil, specifications are the same. It's kind of a myth where they think that it's got to be that certain type of oil for that color of tractor. Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil.
For over 100 years, Farm Credit of Oklahoma has proudly served our area's farmers and ranchers. So when it comes to ag lending, don't fret it. Call Farm Credit. You'll never regret it.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by David Allen Guest, Certified Mineral Manager. If you're looking for somebody to help you, he's your guy. He's been doing it for himself and others for nearly 40 years. He's so amiable, so smart. But he's not one of those guys that tries to make you feel like you're a lot dumber than him. He will, curb your fears about it. And here's what he'll do. Get you the most out of your royalties. And he's a guy you can trust. That's the thing I like about David, is he's the same guy every time, and he is going to do that for you if you give him a chance. Also, if you find yourself in a situation to sell, you don't want somebody taking advantage of you, and there's those people out there. David's not one of them. He will help you. He's a buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. Call him today, 405-341-8698. Even if you're just looking for some information, this guy will be more than happy to give you any tip that he can. 405-341-8698. I highly recommend David Allen Guest, managing and your royalties and minerals. If your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. They provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure your power stays on regardless of the weather? Well, Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. The number one name in home and business generation, Generac. And if you don't know Curvin and Mary Orgain, they're the ones that own Carter Electric. They're the ones that help you see the light of day even at night. They also know that a lot of electric work goes on overhead. That's why they have pole trucks and man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric, 225-2447. Carter Electric of Elk City. Call them at 225-2447, providing you this hour's weather forecast, the service of Carter Electric. What do you have over there, TJ?
Today we are sunny with a high near 55, light and variable wind becoming south 8 to 13 miles per hour in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 20. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 39. South-southwest wind 11 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 26. Tomorrow, Veterans Day, sunny with a high near 74, south-southwest wind 7 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 26. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 71, north wind 7 to 9 miles per hour, becoming east-southeast in the afternoon. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 74. Friday, sunny with a high near 79. Saturday, a 30% chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 68. And Sunday, a 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny with a high near 59.
Nice. Here's some energy news in my briefs. Ford Motor Company reportedly discussed scrapping its electric F-150 Lightning. The automaker expects energy sector EV sales to fall over the next few years. Ford leadership now questions near-term EV adoption curves. The company sees stubborn pricing compression and higher consumer hesitancy. Industry analysts said weakening EV demand signals as broader confidence erosion. However, automakers continue building EV manufacturing footprint nationwide. Ford still invests heavily in battery supply chain and critical EV platform research and development. The potential F-150 Lightning exit signals Ford wants to prioritize capital allocation and near-term return metrics. Therefore, Ford could reset product mix strategy faster than competitors expect. Also, Ford could move capital toward higher margin fleets. Meanwhile, the energy transition narrative keeps evolving as customers select hybrids that balance range, cost, refueling ease, and convenience. I just never thought electric pickup trucks were going to be the thing, because especially out here, man, too many people need that to go all the time.
Not out here.
Energy Transfer signs that 20-year natural gas transport agreement. Energy Transfer LP signed a 20-year transport agreement to deliver natural gas to Entergy Corp. The deal supports Entergy's power utility energy operations in Louisiana. The contract signals long-term U.S. natural gas infrastructure certainty. Additionally, midstream companies maintain stronger forward contract leverage. The deal also demonstrates market confidence in long-lived gas pipeline earning capacity. Entergy expects stable, long-duration contracted volumes. Analysts said this deal reinforces U.S. natural gas resiliency during peak load cycles. Finally, Louisiana's industrial hub continues attracting petrochemical expansion and gas-adjacent manufacturing. And Michigan's Democratic Attorney General looks to intervene in a regulatory case involving the large data center. The AG cites lack of clarity from DTE Energy about how ratepayers would be held harmless. The AG wants transparency and cost allocation. However, public pushback grows across Midwest data center siting. States want proof that massive compute loads do not distort grid economics. Energy leaders said AI facilities development requires new oversight frameworks. Data centers change forward capacity planning and capital recovery design. Growing household anger connects data centers to higher retail rates. Therefore, regulatory risk expands faster than developers expected. Like I've said many times, if they're going to use that much electricity, they need to pay for that electricity.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how it works. The Minnesota Environmental Group joins its fourth lawsuit seeking to block a data center in their state based on a lack of public transparency. This case highlights regional pushback on private compute buildouts. The coalition argues secretive permitting cannot continue. Also, environmental legal escalation accelerates in high load states. Data center resilience now spreads across Great Lakes footprint. Meanwhile, national climate groups amplify these lawsuits to reset U.S. energy industrial planning norms. We're having that same trouble here in Oklahoma, trying to get people to understand these things. The U.S. EPA approves a North Dakota program giving the state oversight of waste from coal plants. This approval makes North Dakota the fourth state to receive this permit authority. States with more control over coal transition rules. Also, coal legacy states demand regional rulemaking voice. Federal delegation from coal states said this improves regulatory certainty and energy sovereignty. Here's something from around the world. Ukrainian drone strike knocks Lukoil refinery offline. A Ukrainian drone strike knocked the Lukoil-operated Volgograd refinery offline. This strike halted one of Russia's largest fuel processing hubs. Ukraine continues hitting Russian downstream vulnerability to long-range attacks. Russia's infrastructure fragility increases each month. Additionally, global diesel price volatility increases as refining capacity disruptions compound. Global energy analysts said this conflict phase hits downstream economics harder than prior offensive cycles. And finally, Russian oil and gas revenues fall 27% year over year. Russia's vital oil and gas revenues tumbled 27% in October from a year earlier. Data from the finance ministry shows the sharp blow to the Kremlin's wartime finances. New U.S. sanctions tightened the screws on Russian energy exports. Therefore, Russia now faces revenue erosion that restricts strategic flexibility. Global markets to track this very closely. Okay, so what do you got over there as far as energy stock prices?
American Electric Power is up $2.20, trading at $122.68. Apache is up 7 cents, trading at $23.90. Baker Hughes is up 40 cents at $48.27. ConocoPhillips is down 16 cents at $86.70. Devon Energy is down 2 cents at $33.68. EOG Resources is down 79 cents at $104.63. Expand Energy is up 2.5 cents at $112.48. General Electric is up $3.07 at $310.34. Halliburton is down 22 cents at $27.36. Helmerich & Payne is up 6 cents at $26.25. Liberty Energy is up 4 cents at $17.21. Occidental Petroleum is down 29 cents at $41.02. OG&E Energy is up 8.5 cents at $44.41. ONEOK is down 60 cents, trading at $67.49. Phillips 66 is up down 83 cents at $137.13. Sandridge Energy is down 10 cents at $12.51. Schlumberger is down 29 cents at $36.37, and Williams Companies is up 10 cents at $59.68.
Paragon TV basketball's here. You can watch the games live at ParagonTV.com. There is a $9.99 a month membership required. Tonight, Arapahoe Butler versus Fort Cobb at Fort Cobb. Leedy at Canute. Hammond at Lakiba Sickles. Sweetwater at Eric. Friday night, Amber Pocasset at Arapahoe Butler. Cheyenne Raiden at Leedy. That's homecoming. And Eric at Hammond. And the Big Elks, with their win Friday night, ushered into the third place designation. So they'll play Ardmore this Friday night at 7 p.m., taking on the Tigers down at Ardmore congratulations to the coach and the Big Elks for getting it into the week number 11. And they'll take on number 2 Ardmore from Class 4A2. For all of our great sponsors and TJ, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks so much for listening. I promise we'll talk again. Have yourself a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hottest stars in country music. Here they are. Yeah. Hi, this is Sarah Evans.
Hi, this is Tracy Lawrence.
This is KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Pathway to an agreement.
The end of the government shutdown is finally in sight.
Wyoming Republican Senator, that's John Barrasso, earlier on Fox and Friends.